Okay, present co-host. Okay, good. You want me to start or you want to introduce? Good evening, everybody.
Sorry. Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Nagaraju. I moved to Dallas area 1.5 years back, and I am a financial consultant. I'm practicing meditation from 2012. When I went to Pune, Patriji came, and that's where I got introduced to pyramid meditation and doing it. Thank you for Meditation Magic for giving this opportunity to tell about this book, which is Living Untethered. There is a small change. This is not going to be a book club where we read and exchange stuff. I will be leaving on 28th to India. That's why I will be presenting this book in 3-part session, so that I can cover the whole book, what he's talking about, and what we can get key points from the book. So that's what I'm planning to do. And for that, I will do the sharing. So the current book title is Living Untethered, Beyond the Human Predicament, Michael A. Singer. One may ask, who is this Michael A. Singer? He wrote his first book long time back. As I mentioned, 3 parts. Today I will do the introduction and session 1 and session 2. That's what I planned. Let's see how it goes. And he wrote 3 books: Untethered Soul, The Journey Beyond Yourself, and then The Surrender Experiment and Living Untethered. 3 books he wrote. These books he wrote it in a different time frame. So he wrote it Untethered Soul in 2007. This is the first book I read about him, and in which he talks about how he progressed in his life. I will talk about a little bit there. And then he wrote Surrender Experiment. I didn't read that one. And this is the 3rd book, Living Untethered, which he wrote in 2022. So this one I read, and I thought this is a beautiful way of presenting the concepts which we are missing about how we think, what we are, and other things. So I showed you this slide already. So I will just briefly cover the where is the presentation? Okay, this is the first book he wrote. I just want to cover the first book because in this one he has 5 parts, different subtitles, title, different chapters inside the parts, where he talks about awakening consciousness, experiencing energy, freeing yourself, going beyond, living life. If you see these titles, he covered almost similar thing in the 3rd book also. For the Untethered Soul, he walks you through the relationship of your thoughts and emotions, and helping you to uncover the fluctuations and sources and all of the inner energy, and dwells what you can free yourself. Like, how do we get out of this habitual things we do every day, thoughts and emotions and energy, which he covers in the 2nd book again as a 3-ring circus. So finally, perfect clarity, the book opens the door. So I really amazed when I read that book. It's a very good book. You can read that also. So the current book, he comes up with the Living Untethered, which is 8 parts. He starts off with conscious awareness and takes you to the outside world and then the mind. His way of writing is very good. Even though there are 8 parts, there are 39 chapters inside. And each chapter, he puts it in a way where he talks about what it is, and then he jumps to the question or some conclusion, which will lead you to the next chapter. So it is a slow progression to what he wants to present at the end of the thing, which is living a life of acceptance. So he starts off with conscious awareness, goes to outside world, and explains what is outside world, and then he explains our own mind, then the thoughts and dreams. These are the three parts he focuses on. Then he says he moves into the heart. What is heart? How do we form enneagrams and all those things? And then he talks about what is our predicament and how do we get beyond that. For that, he explains how learning to let go, which is a key part. If you are interested in reading about let go, there is another book. I will bring it next time. Gerald Jampolsky. He wrote a beautiful book on letting go. So you can look at that one. And Living Life of Acceptance, where you accept the life. So the whole purpose of these books, what he says is, when we see something, we don't need to judge it, whether it is a good, bad, or neutral, nothing. Just, I think some time back, somebody sent a picture where it says, when it is raining, oh, it is raining, I don't like it, I like it, I can't play in the rain. All these thoughts comes, and another side they put, oh, it's raining. That's it. There is no judgment, no thoughts beyond it. That's where he wants to go, the living life of acceptance. So for that, this is the introduction behind the book, which is we all want to have joy, happiness, deeper meaning in our life and everything. For that, we start chasing our life for the comforts, job, wife, children, house, car, and everything. However, we are still disappointed. How do we get satisfied? Is going inside. That's what even meditation says, going inside. So for that, in this book, he takes us journey toward the self-realization and unconditional happiness, which I mentioned before. On each page, he gives very clear guidance. As I mentioned, he gives the description. We will see what are the chapters inside the parts, the 9 parts he has. He beautifully describes everything and how the energy, natural energy flow happens for us, and finding the freedom from these samskaras, which is the psychological scars from scientific perspective. From Sanskrit perspective, they are called samskaras, which are like grooves which we form. For an easier example is when we see some, if somebody is already afraid of darkness or something, when you say boo or something, they get scared. It's immediate reaction. Like some people says that is like me. That's it. If something happens, they immediate reaction. For example, some people I have seen where they says, oh, weather changed, he's going to get cold. I asked him, how do you know? Oh, that's it. So for that, sorry to jump, but for that, I always like to quote to Wayne Dyer, who used to say that he went to Chicago one time. He's a great author. He's no longer there. He goes to Chicago. One lady was driving him for the next speech wherever he needs to, but she was blowing her nose while driving. And she asked him, hey, Wayne, 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 do you get cold? So Wayne says, oh, sometimes it comes, but no, before that, the lady says, this cold always comes to me. Any season changes, any weather change, it lands on her. That's what she's mentioning. So Wayne says, oh, sometimes it comes, but I tell the cold that, oh, there is a lady in Chicago, go to her. So that's how it goes away. So those are the patterns, like we form those grooves, and as soon as something change, we react habitually. Those are the samskaras. So how do we get rid of the samskaras or go beyond it and not to struggle? So this is the book about a self-liberation, serenity, openness, and self-knowledge. So first 2 parts I put it today to see how far we can go. Looks like I will be faster. Okay, in the first part, he calls it as conscious awareness. And the second part is outside world, which I put it here, conscious awareness and outside world. These 2 parts I'm thinking of covering. Under the conscious awareness, he has awareness of self, conscious receiver, living inside, three-ring circus, and exploring nature of things. For that, he starts off with awareness of self, where he starts saying that this planet, every one of us know that this earth is a planet which is revolving around itself and revolving around the sun, which is happening for 4.5 billion years. That's what he says. On this universe or galaxy, universe, and all that stuff, on the earth, everyone gets a 80 years of ride, give or take 5, 10, or 30, whatever it is, years. We all get a chance to ride this earth. So we are riding on it. We are born onto this planet. We leave it when we die. This is simple truth. That's what he puts it. If we all think of having this earth experience and everything, which gives us enthusiasm, passion, inspiration, as long as it is happening as we think. If, unfortunately, life on earth rarely unfolds as we want, if we resist what is happening, our experience will be quite unpleasant. For example, as I mentioned before, if the rain is coming, I don't like rain. Oh, I don't like rain. Why is it coming? Every time I want to go out, rain comes. Every time I want to play outside, rain comes. So I'm resisting. So I feel sadness and frustration and all that stuff. That's what he says. Resistance creates a tension and anxiety, and it makes life a burden. Let me repeat. Resistance creates tension and anxiety, and it makes life a burden. Isn't it? It makes life miserable by resisting what's happening. For another example, if somebody is switching the channels and you don't like it, you are resisting, then it becomes frustration in you. It builds frustration. If you don't care whatever they're changing, it doesn't matter to you. So that's the easier way to think about it. Whenever we resist, we become agitated, frustrated. When we don't care what's happening, like say somebody is watching cricket, but you are reading a book, you don't care about it, what they are doing, nothing happens. However, you are forced to sit and watch the game and you start resisting, you don't like it. You will get the frustration. So he talks about teaching how to make this life, spiritual life, where surrender, acceptance, non-resistance, all these form part of the spiritual life. But these concepts are very difficult to grasp. So in this book, he is embarking us on a journey for sheer resemblance of acceptance and greater gifts in promises, freedom, space, peace, and inner enlightenment. So he is taking us through journey to reach that state. Acceptance is best understood as non-resistance to reality. Acceptance is best understood as non-resistance to reality. We need to remember that try whatever you cannot change the reality. Whatever happened is happened. Your only choice is to accept the event, and basically any event happens, we have two choices, accept or resist. During this journey together, we are going to explore why we make the decision of accepting or resisting. Before that, we need to know that who is within us has the power to decide. See, somebody is deciding whether to accept it or reject it. Who is that? There is somebody inside us resisting it. We always say, this is my table, this is my laptop, this is my chair, this is my mobile. The same way I say, this is my body. So I am separate from the body. Who is that saying this? That's what he asked the question, where he says, you are the subject, like I am the subject, and what I am looking at is the object. So this body is an object. Whoever is seeing it is the subject. Many different objects coming through through my senses. 5 senses grasp so many objects, but there is only one subject experiencing them, which is I, or in your case, you. who is the only one experiencing it, what you are coming through your senses. What comes through your senses, I cannot experience because I am outsider. You are the only one. It's the same way what I experience is within me. That's where he ends the first chapter, jumps to the conscious receiver. Once we realize I am in here, I am going to notice that objects around us, around me, tend to distract my consciousness. I am inside me. If nothing happening, we are happy. A lot of people think by going into the forest or something, we'll be happy because there are no distractions. However, after going there, we will find this other stuff because we take whatever is inside us, like myself. I take the myself with this body to the forest. So I didn't change. Only location changed. So the distractions are happening to me, not the outside world. So we need to think how it, like a dog barks, someone walks in the room, a smell comes. We are all getting distracted by that. Awareness of it is the objects. On daily basis, we are distracted by so many external things centered on you or I, who is the conscious receiver of the objects. I receive the consciously are those objects. So that's why I get dejected. Let's examine the relationship between the conscious receiver and the objects that distracted by. It is distracted by. Conscious receiver is myself, and objects I am getting distracted. Let's find the relationship. That's what he says. Here he mentions, who am I in here, looking at the mental image of what is in front of me. When I look at the mirror, I see that, oh, that's me, I'm in there. Or when you look at the picture, first thing we will find is myself. Whoever is seeing, they will find themselves in the picture. Then only they will see their friends. If I look at a picture, I will look for myself. You look at a picture, any picture of shared by your friends, you look where you are first. Let's say at this location, he mentions about the great Rishi, Ramana Maharshi, who always, Ramana Maharshi is, most of you might know, spiritual teacher or a master or a guru from Tiruvannamalai in India. He always says, who sees when I see? He asks, there is a small booklet, Ramana Maharshi, they ascribe it to Ramana Maharshi. I can show Ramana Maharshi, somebody knows. Ramana Maharshi. And who am I? In the book, it's a small booklet. In that one, he always says, ask yourself, who sees when I see? Who hears when I hear? Who feels when I feel? So he encourages us to ask that question, who am I? Who is this feeling this? Who is having these senses now? That's how he encourages us to reach self-realization. The term for enlightenment, the yoga master Paramahansa Yogananda used. Paramahansa Yogananda is also a great saint who came to US in 40s and 50s time frame, 1940, 1950s time frame. And his book, Autobiography of a Yogi, is a great book to read. I will be rattling off a lot of books while talking about this book. So if you want, you can jot them down, otherwise, or ask me later. So, Autobiography of a Yogi, written by Paramahansa Yogananda, he calls the same thing is self-realization. So, the question will be, who are you or who am I? It will be the biggest question will be coming here. He wrote an entire book as he is talking with us. So, he asked, who are you will be the question. And who are you? He talks in that way. So the same thing he talks. Are you willing to let go of who you thought you were? That is another question he puts. So whatever I'm thinking, whenever we ask, like somebody asks me, who am I will say, my name is Nagaraju. I am a father of 2 daughters. I am married. I work for Boeing. I'm working as a financial consultant. All these things is, I tell them. But he asks a question, are you willing to let go of who you thought you were? I'm thinking whatever I'm doing, that is me, but it's not. If there is another exercise where they tell two people to ask each other, who are you? And other person has to keep answering for 2-3 minutes. Same question. One person will keep asking, who are you? Who are you? And the other person has to come up with the answers. So that's another way of getting rid of or approaching this question, answer for this question. Are you willing to let go of who you thought you were? Because when somebody asks who are you, will say I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a son. All these things we keep telling. After 3-4 minutes, we may get something different. That's what they say. I did it long time back, so I don't remember the result. You are the subject. All the rest of objects of consciousness. Everything is objects of consciousness, including this body, and only myself who is inside is the subject. So he also says, let's transfer this to a lighter way. Oh, wow, I'm 9:25. When we go to sleep, we say that I flew somewhere else, I went somewhere. See, the body is here, but I is going. So where you see people, you will see your own body, everything is created by you. So this body is not you. Exactly. That's what he says. And then he mentions about Patanjali Yoga Sutras, where, see, this is what I always feel jealous of Westerners who read all these books, Patanjali Yoga Sutras, Narada Bhakti Sutras, Bhagavad Gita, all our spiritual, Eastern spiritual books they read. So in this one, he discusses the topic of deep dreamless sleep. Patanjali says that when you go to sleep and there are no dreams, it is not that you are not conscious. It is that you are conscious of nothing. Let me read it again. Patanjali says that when you go to sleep and there are no dreams, it is not that you are not conscious. It is that you are conscious of nothing. We don't notice anything what is outside, like a bed, a bed sheet. All these things go away when you are in a deep sleep. The same thing happens for a lot of near-death experiences where people go into coma or knocked unconscious or something like that. That's what happens. Medically, what we call consciousness has to do with awareness of our external surroundings. If the person doesn't know about external surroundings, they call them as coma, or they are dead and came back. Near-death experiences, they came back after a couple of minutes, like that. However, we are always conscious. As long as we are here, we are always conscious. You are aware of whatever you focus on, internally or externally. Who are you? Who is that consciously aware of and aware entity inside? That is the question he puts before he jumps to lesson 3 or chapter 3, which is, you are aware of wherever you focus on, internally or externally. Who are you? Who is that consciously aware entire entity inside? Then he jumps to living inside. So we established that there is somebody inside this body who is talking, who is collaborating all this information and sharing with you, all these things. There is somebody. Now he jumps into the living inside. Let's say there is a house, and when you go inside, it's a beautiful house. After 1 or 2 years later, you come and it is all dilapidated, or like spider webs and everything is there. What do you say? Oh man, why this house is like this? And you clean it up, so it gets restored to the previous state, the beautiful house. The same way, in this house, whatever is I am living, the one has a lot of obstacles, a lot of things will be there, which is causing uncomfortable for me. I don't like this. I like this. I don't like that event. So these likes and dislikes are there inside the mind, and I keep trying to navigate through all the obstacles in my mind. For that, I try to find my happiness outside. That's what he says. What do you do in there? Even more relevant, what is it like in there? So think about what is in there. What do you like in there? So he says, really beautiful in there, but something is messing it up. So we are all beautiful, but something is messing it up. Something is bothering continuously. Why did I forget that? Why didn't I do that? Why? How do I achieve that? So those are the things bothering. That is the messing up our thing. So he says people tried different kinds of things to make nice in there. So some of them around trying exciting experiences, find fulfilling relationships, or even take edge off with the drinking or drugs. Some people take drugs to forget about it. What are they doing? They're forgetting the current situation by taking medications or drugs or all that stuff. That's what they show even in the movies. Anytime something happens, they go and drink, which is not true for normal people, but they're encouraging us to do that crappy things. We don't need to. Whatever is inside, we need to get rid of it instead of trying to suppress it. That's what he's saying there. How to make it nice in there, while the more relevant question is why is not it nice? So instead of asking why it is messed up in the mind or inside, instead of that question, ask why it is not nice. Why are you not liking it? Like girlfriend left, it's okay. You need to be okay, but we are not accepting it. So that question will come, why is it not nice? Why I am feeling sad? That is what he asked you to question. People are trying to use outside to fix the inside. Better to find out why it is not nice inside to begin with. That's how he ends the chapter 3 and jumps to chapter 4. I think we'll cover these two today. Chapter 4, Three-Ring Circus. So before starting Three-Ring Circus, he says, I am in here, I am conscious, and what I am conscious of is that it's not always so nice in here. So that's what we concluded until now, chapter 3. So he says, I am in here, I am conscious, and I am conscious of conscious of is that it's not always so nice in here, whatever you are. So in this one, he says there are 3 things which make us miserable or happy. 3 things. So that's why he called it as a 3-ring circus. In the 3-ring circus, he talks about thoughts and the outside world are the 2 rings. Our own thoughts and outside world are the 2 rings. The 3rd ring is the emotions we feel. These are the 3 rings which make our life, inner life, happier or agitated, frustrated, or whatever it is. So our own thoughts, feelings or emotions which we are feeling, and outside world, the 3 things. So by here he says we already come a long way in our exploration of self. We have proven you are in there, and the strongest proof is you know that you are in there, which is the seat of awareness. Anytime you get lost, just stand in front of the mirror and say, hi, are you in there? Wave at yourself and realize, yep, I see somebody waving. Who am I that sees that? So whenever you feel lost, he asks you to go to the mirror and wave yourself. Notice your surroundings coming in through your senses, your thoughts passing through your mind, and any emotions that arises in your heart, creating the feelings of comfort or discomfort within. See the 3-ring circus, he gives objects where he is telling, like the first thing is surroundings coming through your senses. All the external world coming through the senses, that is 1 ring. The other one, thoughts passing through your mind. Well, whether you like it, you don't like it, or I forgot the name, all those thoughts. And then whatever feelings are coming through your heart, the 3 areas like senses, mind, and heart, processing 3 inputs. These 3 inner experiences are the arena in which your consciousness plays the game of life on the planet Earth. That's what he says, the 3-ring circus. From 3-ring circus, he jumps to exploring the nature of things, where entire life is composed of consciously experiencing the 3 objects of consciousness, the outer world, the thoughts, and the emotions. The purpose of this book is we learn how to let go of the three great distractions and return to the source of the being, my being or your being, source of the being. So get rid of the how to let go of these three great distractions. Only way you can fully enjoy your time here on earth is to let go of these three distractions. So in this Living Untethered, he is guiding us that way. By accepting instead of resisting, you will eventually attain a permanent seat of clarity. It is called the becoming established in the self, capital S, self. Is by accepting instead of resisting, one will reach the seat of self. During every moment of your life, there will be a beautiful flow of energy that keeps rising within you if we reach there. Body, mind, emotion, the seat of conscious awareness, and then our outer world. He's taking us to next step. Where is the outer world? This is the path of acceptances which passes before us. What is the outer world? That's where the chapter part 2 will start. We'll catch it next week from part 2, and yeah, we'll go from there. Okay. Thank you. Swarupa.
Thank you, sir. Yeah.